Today's video is going to be about something I struggle with. I struggle with quite a bit. And something that I feel like, should be talked about. And that topic is regret. Um I have I have a lot of regrets. A lot of things I wish I could, do differently. A lot of things I wish I could go back on and change. Uh, and I hate the fact that I can't because, I've lost a lot of good things because of the fact that, like, I've been scared. Um, and I'm trying to, rekindle that, if that makes much sense, by, trying to open up to other people. Um, I'm trying not to have as many regrets in my life because I live with a lot of regret. I really do, and it's it's really um it's really really depressing. You know, I I uh I wish, like I said, I wish, I could go back and change a lot of what's happened, but I can't, and and that is probably one of, if not the if not the um, worst feeling in the world. I wish I could, go back and change what needed to be changed, and apologize for the things that I should apologize for, but I never did, and I it eats me alive every day. It really does. And the reason why I decided to, make this video was because, like, a major proportion of of the, you know, of every human ever is going to die with way more regrets than they, want. And I, I would like to, maybe try to warn people about, maybe the effects that you know doing that can have. Regret can lead to unhappiness. It can lead to um, horrible things. It can lead to the ending of a friendship, ending of, a ending of a relationship, and um, and it can ruin a lot of good things, a lot of really really good things. So from someone who has regrets and continues to get and gain regrets, please, please don't, please don't, you know, solely live off of what you could have done. Go off of, what you can do now. You might not be able to change, the past, but, what's stopping you from changing the future? And that's one thing that I've kind of, been blessed with viewing. I've been, I can talk about, how horrible of a person I was in my past, but like you know, it's that the only way that's going to change is if I, learn to better myself, and I want that. I want to better myself for other people and for myself. I want to know that I'm happy with myself because there's a lot of cases where I'm not, and it would be really nice for me to eventually at one point become happy with myself. That's what I want. That's what the goal for me making this YouTube channel is about. That's what the goal of this whole channel is about. You know, you know, making videos so I can step out of my comfort zone and do things that I consider to be fun. And as dumb as it sounds, you know, somehow me openly talking about my feelings, it helps. It helps me a lot. It helps me understand myself more. Um, it helps me, you know, gain a more like independent mind, if that makes sense. It makes me, feel better about my overall view towards myself, and yeah, that is, one of the main reasons why I did make this YouTube channel, and another reason why I also, made this YouTube channel is so that I could help other people. I won't have to. One thing that I've struggled with, quite a bit um, is wondering if at the end of my life, if I'm gonna have any regrets, or if I really did everything I wanted to do. And to be honest, I feel like everybody, everybody's life, whenever it does end, they will always, you know, end with more regrets than they wanted. And, it sucks because, you know, I mean, I can only assume that, not a ton of people want regrets because, in my eyes, having regrets just shows that you were scared of, what could have happened. I've had a lot of really good times and a lot of really a lot of really, good moments ruined because of the fact that, you know, I was too sad with myself, or, too, depressed with myself. That well, that has got to be. I'm being serious. Um, the worst decision I've ever made in my entire life. If I could do anything, it would be to go back and change that, and change how I acted. You know, change change the moment for best. Um, Also, I apologize about the my dog. I apologize. But um, I I have a lot of regrets in my life. And I don't want anybody to, you know, I know regret is bound to happen to us all, but I would I like to think that maybe maybe I could help people not have as many regrets. Um, maybe feel better about themselves. I I want to make people happy. I really do, and I'm trying my hardest to. And I just hope that one day I can solve those regrets and those feelings, because once you never truly, you never truly, uh, you never truly, you know, learn to, love something and miss something, until it's gone. You never truly learn to, you know, do anything like that until it's gone. And um, um, uh, I wanted to make this video again just to please, if you think you have any regrets, or if you think you have any, bad feelings, please try to, resolve them. That's, the simplest thing that I can say. I'm going to, end this video now. Thank you all for, watching. Um, I love every single one of you guys. Uh, Feel free to, support me. Um, and until I upload again, bye bye.